guys, Coach Becca here, and welcome to seated workout number 2. You're going to need a chair or a bench like the one I'm seated on, as well as a set of resistance items. If you feel like you're not ready to use resistance, you can certainly do this without anything at all. I'll do the entire session with you. We're going to start with an overhead thumb touch. So bring the thumbs out and tap them together overhead, squeezing your biceps to your ears. Touch and come down. Touch and down. Try to inhale here, exhale here. Try to get those thumbs as close together as you can. Touch, back to parallel. Looking great. You can see that I have 2 helpers here, Red and Brownlee, the little one. And they sure keep me company during workouts like this, so. Awesome work. Coming up next is forearm burnouts. Squeeze your fists and then relax as quickly as possible. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. This exercise works on finger and hand dexterity, building forearm strength, and reaction times for some athletes. Squeeze, release. Squeeze tight, release. Job. Next up, here's a close-up view of what we're doing. So you're going to go thumbs up, thumbs down, and then thumbs down, rotating as much as possible. All right, now bring the arms out to the sides and continue doing that thumbs up, thumbs down movement. This works on shoulder and elbow mobility. This one's great for injury prevention and improving your posture. A nice injury prevention exercise that can be done seated. So that's why we're doing it today. Looking awesome here, guys. Up next, you can grab a quick sip of water, or if you've got coffee nearby and you like to drink that during a strength workout. But up next, you just need one set of resistance. You can do this body weight if you're not ready for weights. So take your hand or your weight and press overhead, exhaling as you do so. Keep a nice tight core. Whenever we work resistance on one side or do an exercise on one side of the body, our core is important for keeping us upright with rigid posture. Very good. Exhale as you press overhead. Switch sides. 12 repetitions. Exhale up, inhale down. Pressing all the way overhead, thinking about trying to get your bicep up to your ear. Really good, you guys. Hang in there. Try to keep that diaphragm and trunk rigid. Keep a straight line through your core. Let's do a second set here. Switch back to the original side. Take a deep breath and press. Press. You know what you're doing now, so just be smooth and strong. Going all the way to 12. Remember to inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Inhaling as you lower down, exhaling as you press up. Switch sides. Same thing, last set. Keep going, toning those shoulders, working core, safely seated. You're doing fantastic. And rest. Well done on the single arm shoulder presses. Take both resistance items now, or even a set of water bottles. You're going to curl one side and then the other. Notice I'm going all the way up and down. Use your breathing pattern because we don't want to let the weights pull us forward. So curl right and then left. One arm at a time. We're doing 10 per side, 20 total. Inhale nose, exhale mouth, nice and smooth. Remember to keep the shoulders over the hips so that the weights don't pull you forward into bad posture positions. You're doing fine. Another great one for the mind says we're alternating sides, right and then left. It's also great for toning your arms and keeping your mind active in a very safe way with the seated bicep curl. Excellent job. Next, we're going to do an alternating leg lift. So what you're going to do is extend your legs straight out and raise one leg up at a time. Now if you're in a position where you can't do this, you can continue going on seated alternated curls. So you could just do double the reps here. So you just start a second set. We're doing 20 alternating leg lifts, so the timing would be about the same for repeating bicep curls. So if you're somebody that's in a wheelchair or doesn't have access to the lower part of their body, you get extra biceps today. Here we go, alternating leg lifts or a second set of curls. All right, now we're going to begin that second set. So if you're somebody that's not doing lower body, you get 4 rounds of bicep curls. So your arms are going to be looking amazing. Otherwise, if you did get those leg lifts in, you got another set of 20 alternating curls. That's 10 per side. Well done on bicep curls. We're done with those. We're heading into leg lifts. Again, you can repeat a 4th and final set if you're not able to do leg lifts. Keep the legs straight, keep the posture strong. Working quads and hip flexors, working core in terms of keeping us balanced and kind of originating the exercise from the deep hip flexors there. So nice and smooth, lift those legs as high as you can without curling the shoulders back. You can even see me there. I kind of reminded myself to roll the shoulders back. Inhaling through your nose is a helpful posture tool. It'll kind of help always remind you to do that. So well done. Coming up next, we have a tricep series. Really fun here. All right, option 1 is 5 tricep dips. You're just going to lower down off the chair that you're on to about 90 degrees. We're going to do 5 repetitions. Make sure you're on a firm chair that won't tip over when you lean off the edge like this. Knees at 90 degrees, 5 reps. If you're not comfortable doing those, grab 1 resistance item, bend your elbows, and then straighten at the elbows. I'm going to demonstrate 5 of these. Straighten the arms all the way out. Both exercises require elbows bent to elbows straight to train the triceps. If you can do both, keep going back and forth between 5 dips and 5 triceps. We're going to do 5 rounds. You can see the theme there. If you're unable to do tricep dips or this makes you a little nervous, you can keep going on sets of 10 tricep extensions. So you do 3 sets of 10 of this exercise. So you can completely omit tricep dips if it's not a great exercise for you and double your reps of triceps overhead. This exercise right here. Elbows bent to elbows straight. Except you would do 10 instead of 5. This is going to be round 3. Here we go. We're doing 5 total rounds of tricep dips to triceps extensions. You can of course choose to do 3 sets of 10 triceps extensions instead of dips. Here we go for our 3rd set of 5, triceps overhead. Notice how in both moves I keep the elbows in. That's a key part here to keeping your shoulders safe. Elbows stay as close as they can to the body. Okay, we've got 2 rounds to go. So watch my elbows here. I'm bending to 90 degrees at the hips, keeping the elbows in. Back to triceps overhead. Again, watch my elbows, elbows in, bending to 90 degrees and then straightening. Well done. Both exercises are great for the triceps. If you can do both, great. If you're doing one, still an awesome exercise for triceps. I bet you'll feel them tomorrow. Here we go. Last set. All right, last set of triceps overhead. Work those triceps. Work those triceps. Well done. Time for a quick sip of water, or in my choice today, coffee. All right, this next exercise, I'm going to show you a couple options. Some of you might not be able to do a standing single arm pull like what I'm about to show. If you can't do this exercise, you can place one knee on the bench or chair that you're using, or you can place both feet on the ground. You're going to pull one weight up all the way to the armpit while keeping a flat back. And that's why I have one hand on the bench. Notice how my back aligns with the chair or bench that you're using. And we're going to do 10 to 12 per side. Now, if you're somebody that's unable to get into this position, say if you have to remain seated, you can have someone hold a band and do the same movement seated. That would be a single arm band pull. I am going to show another exercise that we'll do in between, and you're welcome to just double the reps there if you prefer and rest here. Again, you can see this time I'm placing one knee up on the chair or bench, so depending on what you're using and what you prefer, as well as what you're able to do, you've got several options on pulling. You are more than welcome to do a seated single arm band pull if you have one, and if you have someone to hold that for you. This trains your upper back muscles and your shoulders. Now, if you're unable to do any of those options, you can do twice as many of these. Hold your dumbbell by the sides, or your resistance item by the sides. Exhale, push, inhale, pull. Exhale, push, inhale, pull. And we're doing 10 to 12 here. I'm going to show what it looks like from the side, because it's really important to keep good posture here. So, again, you're welcome to do twice as many here if you can't do a pull movement. See how I'm not letting the weight jerk me forward, nor am I pushing my shoulders back to get the movement done. So I'm keeping my shoulders over my hips. Really nice. Again, if you'd like to just do a second set of those right here instead of doing the pull set, you're more than welcome to, whatever you prefer and whatever works best for you. Here we go, round 2 of pull. Nice and smooth. Remember to inhale and exhale to time your movements. Switch sides. Here I am showing the knees up version. Nice and smooth, 10 to 12 reps. Inhale, exhale, working the shoulders, working those upper back muscles, working the core. Well done. All right, seated push, last set. Perhaps you're on your third set though, in case you didn't do the seated pulls, which is an awesome way to work pushing and pulling, which is this main set. Well done. Remember to keep the shoulders over the hips. All right, and rest. Great job on our push-pull circuit. Grab a quick sip of water. That one's pretty tiring on the upper body. You will do a lot of upper body exercises in seated workouts because all we're really working is your upper body. So recharge those arms here. If you need to do a little bit of a stretch or a little bit of water or a coffee like I did, that's just fine. Next, we're going to do a shoulder mobility exercise. So make sure you're against a wall here, or you could pretend to do an imaginary wall. And you're just going to slide your knuckles as closely as you can to the wall. So you're going to try to keep your knuckles, wrist, and elbow along the wall, extended at a diagonal angle. Switch sides. When we are doing a few here, about 6 to 8. This is for shoulder mobility. So after we work those shoulders and arms pretty hard, we want to take care of the mobility aspect. So pull the elbow to the ribs and then reach the hand as far as you can at a diagonal. Awesome. Next, extend your hands to the sides. Touch your hand to the opposite shoulder. This is a shoulder mobility screen or shoulder clearance screen, but I also like doing this just for a little bit of cool down action, a little bit of stretching, and just kind of cluing into how your body feels. Of course, this should be a pain-free movement. Nice little shoulder clearance exercise. Shoulder stretch next. Cross your right arm across your body and pull in with your left wrist. Wrist to wrist there. Very good. Cross the arm, pull in wrist to wrist, stretching the shoulder. If you ever feel like you might be injured in your shoulder, you can always go back to that shoulder clearance exercise, and if there's pain in that movement, you know something's wrong. Alright, place one hand on your chair or bench, and then stretch the other arm overhead. This is going to stretch the obliques, stretch out the shoulders a little bit, just signaling to our body that you've done a great hard exercise today, lots of arms, and we're going to treat them well here, because remember, even as you build strength, you need to continue with stability, mobility, and flexibility training. We want to have smooth and supple joints. We're almost done, you guys. Next, you're going to reach towards your toes and just stretch out your lower back in the seated position. Take some nice, big, deep breaths and reflect. What did you enjoy about today's workout? What did you struggle with? And what would you like to do better when you repeat this workout? Well done, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Be sure to post some more seated workouts for you guys soon. So hit subscribe to stay up to date on all my upcoming workouts or new workouts, and visit my website www.cowbocacoaching.com for recipes, wellness blogs, and more.